everybody, Max Scoville here. I'm with my good pal Marty Slevo. We are in the PAX Prime of our lives, 2015.
That was really good.
Thank you. Anyway, we just got a chance to play Homefront: The Revolution, which is, of course, the sort of, at this point, I don't think it even counts as like a Homefront sequel. This is basically a brand new game. What do you make of it?
So we're dropped in the middle of Philadelphia. I believe the North Koreans have taken over, and we were in the red zone, which is sort of the like don't go there zone. One of the things I really liked though is that it was just like sort of sandboxy open world thing, almost a little bit like Far Cry, where we had an objective, but we didn't really have to do it. Like you could just wander off and be like, well, I'm gonna go over here and find some ammo, or I'm gonna go over here and craft a new weapon, or I'm gonna go over here and find a motorcycle. Did you ride the motorcycle?
I sure did. Did you hear the thing in their demo? They were saying that the motorcycle is inspired by Trials, which I think is a wonderful thing to have basically a first-person Trials motorcycle. Obviously, a little bit easier to control, but still really fast, and you can go on all the roofs. Yeah, Far Cry obviously is the most obvious comparison here. You're in an open world, there's some stealth elements, it's still a shooter. The difference is it's much more tactical in this case, and also much more claustrophobic as you are in an inner urban environment. Just, it still has that sense of this sort of being like you'll see a patrol of bad guys, and there's that sort of feeling like this is not so much a face-off or a battle, this is more of a puzzle. How do I outsmart these guys?
Yeah, and you had a lot of actual tools to use just aside from your guns. You could, there were like traps up on rooftops where you could roll down a bunch of exploding barrels and blow up a Jeep. And there were other things like, there were these drones that were flying around because it's sort of near future, I'm assuming. And you could like throw out a thing and sort of take control of the drone. There were remote control bombs. One of the things I really did like is that it doesn't really pull you out of the experience ever. And like at any moment you could hit up on the D-pad and you sort of pull your gun out and then you can add attachments. Like you can add a new barrel or a handle or a butt. I don't know. I've never fired a gun, so I don't know what they're called.
The butt of the gun? Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Now, one thing they stress is this is about asymmetrical warfare. This is about being a guerrilla. You are not the overpowered action hero. Maybe eventually you will be after upgrading enough stuff and having rocket-powered flamethrowers or whatever. Did you get your ass kicked?
I did, yeah. I ended up, I wasn't able to finish the demo. It just timed out. Yeah, I found myself, I just didn't have any ammo, or I wasted all my ammo, or I just wasn't smart enough. The North Koreans are smarter than me.
Yeah, I mean, comparing it again to Far Cry, I remember the first time I played Far Cry 3, I was thrown into a demo that was much simpler in terms of what you were supposed to do, and I still got killed repeatedly. And I think that this is very much a game where you have to learn how to play it. You know, it's not a straight shooter, so to say. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, what do you think of the setting?
I'm still not totally sold on it. The city looks kind of bland, and I'm curious if the story's gonna be any good. Like the original Homefront had a pretty cool story, honestly, and I liked it, and I liked its multiplayer as well. So I'm worried that this game might not have that. But it's the first time we've really seen the game showed off. So you know that stuff might be there.
Yeah, that's kind of the thing. Is it's a bleak, dismal post-war Philadelphia, but there's airships and there's drones and there's shotguns that shoot fire. And they basically they've buried some very cool, over-the-top sci-fi stuff in what otherwise seems kind of just sort of guerrilla military.
Yeah, I'm hoping there's colors. I mean, one of the things is like after seeing like Overwatch and then Lawbreakers, like I'm a big fan of shooters with colors, and so maybe the other zones, if you get out of the red zone, maybe there's still like lush green zones.
Exactly. They mentioned that in addition to being the war zones, there are the green zones where it's like they said lavish environments. So I'm curious to see if those are kind of areas where obviously there's higher security, but it's also like people don't mess with you if you just walk around. You're not constantly getting shot at. In any case, Homefront Revolution comes out spring 2016. It looks promising. I'm very curious. Yeah. For more PAX coverage, keep it right here, IGN. Marty, let's go play some games.
Video games!